We're seeing Vice President Harris pop out a little bit. She's showing a little bit more of that personality. I want her to lean into that because can you imagine? My African accent came out. Can you imagine? Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. I hope that however this finds you, it finds you well. It has been an incredible past couple of days. I've been busy, okay? I've been busy. Let me tell you, but I'm hopping on here real quick because I'm really excited to talk to you about a couple of things. There are going to be some more videos in this vein, but this is something that has been on my spirit, on my heart, and I had to come to you all immediately. So get in here, get in here, get in here. All right, before we get to anything, you all need to know I am not a political wonk. And you probably already knew that, but I'm saying it again, and I will say it again and again and again before any video of this type. What I do know is personal branding and messaging, and that is what I am always going to discuss. I'm credentialed, honey. I'm credentialed. I am sure that y'all have been witnessing the events of the past couple of days, past week or so, in relation to Vice President Harris now being on the ticket running for President of the United States. For those watching this later on, it is 2024, okay? What has been really interesting is what I've been hearing from the media and in other spaces regarding what is required or what is desired from Vice President Harris as she is out there campaigning. The pull through that I've noticed is that people have been longing to see a real, authentic Vice President Harris. There is this belief that if we see more of her, she will resonate further with individuals. And I agree. There's something to be said about being yourself, being your authentic self. Y'all know I'm always talking about that. This is something that I personally believe in, and I push everyone who works with me, who is around me, to do. I did a whole podcast on respectability politics, and if you haven't listened to it, go ahead on and do so. I'll link it below. One of the things that we've been witnessing from Vice President Harris is that tension. You want to be comfortable, but you can't be too comfortable. You can't be too accessible. You cannot let your guard down. You cannot show too much of your personal self because certain spaces will not allow for that. We've noticed that every bit of this individual is critiqued to the highest level. And that is what happens when you are a woman, when you are public facing. It is inevitable. Everything from your shoe choice to how you laugh to you not laughing is picked on and magnified. Even more so when you are a woman of color, and even more so when you are a Black woman. We have seen this ramp up in the last couple of days alone. So here is some of that theming that I'm telling you about. There is that desire for authenticity. And we're hearing this request come from a number of different places. People are longing for it. And I understand the tension that Vice President Harris is experiencing. From one corner, she's being accused of being a diversity hire. That's original. And from another, she is being scrutinized regarding her Blackness. Is she Black enough? Is she too Black? Every aspect of her identity is being picked apart. I've noticed this from some of the media outlets that I follow over the past week. Take a look.
I think right now she's benefiting from what you just described. Going forward, it's on her to keep it going and to make this more about her.
She navigates it by being who she is and being excellent. Remember, this is a woman who is a prosecutor, a district attorney, an accomplished lawyer, the Attorney General of the state of California, a United States Senator, and the most experienced person to run for president since before the four presidents that preceded Joe Biden.
My biggest frustration with the vice president is simply that the person we know behind the scenes, it feels like we don't ever get to see that in front of the camera. She's shrunk in that role. But I felt like the Biden administration had handcuffs on her. So I hope for the next 4 months, we get to see the real her.
What I love most about what Condoleezza Rice said is that she just needs to be herself. That's it. There is something to be said about just being who you are. Again, I'm a fan of that. For women of color, for Black women, those who identify as women, you win by being yourself. It doesn't pay to not be who you were designed to be. It just doesn't. And the thing is that if your brand speaks for itself, you kind of get in front of that. Not to say that it will change people's minds. However, you are already out there doing that work of naming, putting a stake in what it is that your brand stands for. That's powerful. As well, when you are yourself, anything that anybody brings to you, it kind of is irrelevant because you've been yourself from the very beginning and you're showing that you have nothing to hide. When you are yourself, if they like it, if they don't like it, there's nothing that can be said. As well, when you win and you've been yourself throughout the entire process, you actually have truly won. What I'm excited about is that we're kind of seeing Vice President Harris pop out a little bit. She's showing a little bit more of that personality. We got to see that early on in her career. I want her to lean into that because can you imagine, my African accent came out, can you imagine if she does win by being herself, being authentic? People can't get at you with what you've already put out there. Meanwhile, her opponent, he's always himself, for better or for worse. I remember during his inaugural ball, he and his wife were dancing to I Did It My Way. So y'all, that's all that I have for now. Like I said, there's going to be more to come. I'm going to be cranking out this content. There is so much more that I want to say. I'm excited because I feel like I'm in my era. I feel like I'm in my lane with all of this stuff, and I'm so delighted to have you along on this journey. This is the stuff, this is the sauce that I enjoy. I love observing individuals' personal brand choices, and when it comes to Harris, I'm going to be doing just that. This is not about politics. This is about appearance. And as well, I'm excited to talk about the marketing choices that her team will make overall. Y'all, it's going to get juicy, so stay tuned. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do so. Hit the notification button or bell, whatever it's called this week. Let your guys and girlies know. Be sure to share. Sharing is caring. Till next time, my loves. Take care, and you're capable of big things.
Something pops up from some dreams. You can you my mind every minute. Need my friends and you always in the car. Such a vibrant thing, what? Vibrant thing, the vibrant thing, come on. Believe it, we both fly. Keep it to the space and not the evil eye.